What's happening, everybody? What's going on? Hey, man, it's K Mega coming live from the 405, man. And I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. Now, yes, it's been a minute. Had to dust off the old whatever to make a video because I haven't done a video in a very long time. And this is just random, me just coming in. So nobody knew this was coming. But I just had to address this for a moment. Oh, shit. Hold on. Ooh. My bad. Here we go. Now we doing it live. All right. What's up, everybody, man? K Mega 405 coming live from the 405, man. Just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. You know, just doing my thing, man. And this is just a random video. Nothing that was planned. I just been on Twitter for the last couple of days, even just on social media, just me doing my thing. And when I have some little time to do some stuff and when I'm away from the game and I'm just having these conversations and these interactions with people over this whole VR situation. And I know that 108 did a video about it. I know 100, I just seen that 100 did one about it. I'm going to have to check both of them out. But it's been crazy to me, man. It's been really wild. I'm not understanding. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not coming on here to insult anybody, to say people are ignorant or fools or anything like that. That's not what I'm going to do. Not going to do it. But what I will say is that a lot of people that had energy about certain other things and they kind of passed that on, they don't seem to remember all those things that was said from everybody else. And listen, Phil Spencer, he did say VR would be compatible with the X. He did say that. Now, he didn't promise anything because I never heard him mention the word promise. What I did hear, what's going on, Slick Slayer? What's going on? Yeah, no. See, and that's what I'm going to talk about. Is seeing, but first, let me just make my point about with this whole thing. I was in a long conversation with Supersonic, man, and I have no ill will towards too many people. The crazy ones that does the memes and all that other stuff, man. I think those people are ridiculous. I mean, there was some people that was putting some crazy memes and stuff in Twitter today, but it's. Look, if you want to hold Phil Spencer accountable for what he said about the X, I get that. But do not forget about the things that was said on the PlayStation side or for the Nintendo side or just on PC. How many times have people been misled about something? I mean, we're talking about the Steam machines on PC and about the Half-Life 3. How many times have we heard that and all these other crazy little things with that on PC end? Especially when you look at what is those things called? Where people pay in advance, and they're hoping that the game will get able to come out, and the game never comes out, and these people lose their money. I can't remember the name of it right here. What's up, Megatron? And then look at just situations like with Shenmue 3. People paid money for that game to come out, and I'm very happy that the game come out. I'm going to definitely get the game. But it didn't live up to expectations. And then again, you look at that and nobody didn't really have a fuss about it because I guess it was an exclusive. And I'm pretty sure that it will come over to the Xbox and it will definitely go to PC here in a little bit. But when you look at this whole situation with the VR, this is where I have the biggest issue with. It's okay to be a VR fan. Nothing wrong with that. I see a lot of people that they clamor behind it, they love it, and I know that I clown it sometimes, and I say, the eye herpes machine. I'm not worried about that. I'm not getting that, and I'm really not going to put on no headset that other people's been put on. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. So, I'm not saying that I'll never buy a VR machine, but what I'm saying for me, it's just not my very first choice or that first peripheral that I really want. When there's other things that I'd rather get my hands on, like a steering wheel or maybe another controller or something else. There's other things that that I'd rather spend my money on than a VR machine. And then you got to look at it from two different perspectives too. One is that the price could be just too much for some people. Even though I know that it's going to be on Black Friday, it's going to go down to $199 and it's going to have 5 games. But the pricing still might not be suitable for some people. And then two, there just might be people that just don't give a damn about it. They just might not give two shits about it. They might not care. And there's nothing wrong with that. So why is it that people are trying to jump down because Xbox is not bringing it in at this time? They never said that they're never going to bring VR. They just said at this time, we're more focused on doing something else with the Scarlet. And again, gamers tend to forget what the main focus has been for ever. For the last, 3.5 years? Xbox had no games. Then when Xbox do have games, they're cartoon-looking games. They don't have those mature AAA bangers like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn and Uncharted 4. We've heard it over and over and over and over and over. Phil Spencer, what does he do? He gets out there, goes to Japan, puts all those Japanese games, because that was before the whole games talk, was that Xbox wasn't representing RPGs or the Japanese gamer on the Xbox side. Remember that? Then Phil Spencer goes out there, try to work relationships, and then he brings all the Final Fantasies and the Kingdom Hearts over, and pretty much probably going to get all the Yakuzas. And no telling what's going to happen down the line. I mean, like I said, there could be Persona, there could be other franchises that could finally come over, Dragon Quest, the list goes on. Who knows? But again, Phil goes out there and does that work. People still tend to want to change and move the goalposts about something else all the time. Phil goes out and does something else. He goes and acquires all of these studios. Now remember, people were clamoring over Ninja Theory with Hellblade when it was a PlayStation 4 exclusive. We remember that, right? You remember that? They were clamoring. Oh man, they was having those lists. You know they ain't put those lists. I haven't seen any PlayStation lists in a while. Maybe about a year and a half or so. But remember, they used to throw those lists and show all those games. Hellblade was one of them. What Phil Spencer do? Goes out there, picks them up, swoops them up. Then he gets 14 other studios. And they're already starting to make games. For the last couple of years, that has been the focus, the talk, the biggest issue within Xbox was there wasn't any of those AAA mature titles. And now they showed something that looks like Fable, the concept art, the Fable, which looked absolutely amazing. And then, of course, it got snatched down, which tells you right there, that might have been one of those leaks, those friendly leaks. Go ahead and let people see that it's still there. But what are we talking about instead of talking about that or these Black Friday sales on all of these consoles right now? We're talking about VR. V-motherfucking R. Are you kidding me? Like I said, I'm not here to diss VR. I'm happy for anybody that loves VR. But this is your king? This is it? I just talked to a person that was so-called a pro gamer. And then because Phil Spencer has decided to make a focus on something that gamers has been addressing and asking and wanting, and this has been the biggest focus, they want to switch up and talk about they ain't going to buy an Xbox now. Phil Spencer is running gamers away to the competition because they won't get VR. What's the sad thing about this? VR ain't even blowing up like that. Just not. It's not. Like we see all of these PlayStation fans going out, and not fans, let's say stands. I've been calling them stands here lately. You see all these PlayStation stands worrying about Xbox. They can't stand Xbox. They talk shit about Xbox. They don't like the executives. They don't like the games. They don't even like the YouTubers or the gamers themselves. They can't stand anything about Xbox. But yet they are so concerned about Xbox's future and what they're going to do on their side. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. If I don't like something, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just not. What are we doing here? We're talking about a peripheral that cost as much as the Xbox One X, and people are bitching and saying, well, you know, we need options. I'd rather have a fucking console for $500 than a damn peripheral for $500. That's why nobody wasn't buying that shit. They had to keep dropping the price because it wasn't selling, it wasn't moving because of what I said earlier. One of the two options. People just don't care or it's just too expensive. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? It's cool to enjoy VR, but if the main focus of what everybody's been asking for Xbox is to bring those games, better marketing, isn't that what you should, in this gamers who likes the Xbox? That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to be excited about, right? I'm not getting this. I'm not understanding this. Like, what is this anger coming from? Why is this such a big issue? When it's less than 10% on the PlayStation side, the PSVR is not moving like that. There'll be the man, PlayStation fans or stands, I should say it, not fans, stands, are so quick to talk to you about numbers. I swear to God, they better have some great straight A's in math because they swear to God they know all these numbers and statistics. What up, 108? They swear to God they know. And they're quick to tell you about that 100 million or 102 million consoles sold. Congratulations, Sony. We're really glad that you're still here. I got a PlayStation. I have participated into purchasing one myself, or two, actually. But the fact of it is this is a peripheral. And look, PlayStation makes risks. They take risks. We've seen it. They've done it with the handheld market a million times. The iToy don't look like it blew up. The Move, it didn't do shit, but they still took chances, and there's nothing wrong with that. They took risks. But what I'm not understanding is that, what do you want these consoles to be? Don't you want them to be different? So when you do want to try out some games on the Nintendo side or for the Xbox side, don't you want those consoles to be different? It seems like to me that these people want everything to be similar. It's about time, like I told a couple of people, it's about damn time Sony is actually taking the initiative on something instead of waiting and then seeing it as being successful, then taking it and then claiming it as their own because their fan base does that dumb shit. So good for them for having VR on the consoles first. That's great. But they got to do a better job of marketing it because obviously it's not working. 102 million consoles and you got less than 10%? Bruh. No, that's not popping, Jack. It's not popping. It's not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Look, the gamers' pockets talk. Just like Slick Slayer said, the gamers' pockets talk. And their pockets is saying, I'd rather get some other shit. I don't care about this VR right now. Drop that shit to $50, maybe 100 bones. I got you. But right now, I'm not paying no 200 when I can go get me a 4K television if I don't have a 4K this or what. Look, there's so many other options. There's new controllers out. There's all types of shit going on with PlayStation right now. So why is it that it's not gravitating over there? That should be the question. I never understood why those stands always want to point the finger at Xbox when there's trouble in their own backyard. And as gamers, it should be a full wide discussion because most of the people that I associate with, we all have these consoles. We all play on these things. And it should be a full discussion. Maybe some of these people that's coming after Xbox fans or executives or whatever talking about VR, maybe you should go talk to these people on trying to help the PSVR stay consistent and maybe stay around. Because we know that they're going to be working on this, the part 2, the 2.0. No telling how much money that costs. I mean, I'm sure that these mathematicians will do that for us. And then once they get done with that, and if people ain't buying that shit, then what do you think is going to happen? Rest in peace. It will have a tombstone right next to the Vita and the PSP. And then you'll have the Move with it because now ain't nobody going to fucking deal with the Move. So why worry about Xbox? That's what I'm asking. What's the problem with that? That's one point. All right, hold on, let me sip on my coffee right here, man. Y'all got me over here drinking coffee in the after damn noon. Lord have mercy. Man, listen. Another thing, and see, Want to Wake, you absolutely right, bro. He said, dude's worrying about VR, you know what I'm saying, but really about the what did you say? About jerk turkey. I'm chowing down. Oh, he said he chowing down. That boy he's eating so good he can't even spell his shit right. Anyway, cool. All right, man. Look, this is another thing too. A lot of these people that's in the defense of this whole VR thing now, a lot of these people don't even own VR. They don't. And that's the thing to me that's bothersome. You're over here touting and screaming up in the mountaintop, you need VR, Xbox, you need options. And your ass you can't even support your own favorite console. Options. That's what's sad. That's what's really sad. Another thing that's been tripping me out is the Xbox fans. I've said this on GRG a million times. I've said it and I'll say it again, right? We can't seem to get out of our way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, it is not a secret that I am a primarily Xbox gamer. I am. I enjoy everything, but I like playing on my Xbox more than anything else. But it seems as Xbox fans on the internet, not with people that don't listen to the YouTube and all that stuff, man. They go up there, we gaming, talking, other stuff about games. They don't be listening to that crazy shit that's be going on social media. They got other things to do. But as Xbox fans ourselves, we get in our own way because they listen to this shit and then they start going on this tangent. Oh, I'm done. I'm leaving. Phil has moved me on to the other side. Holla at you. When I eventually get my PlayStation 5, I'll see if you're there. Give you a friend request. That's cool. I already know what my money's going. But if you are already thinking that, then you're already had a foot halfway out the damn door in the first place. Because if all you're doing is bitching and moaning and complaining that Xbox is not satisfying your needs, then that product is just not for you. That's the beauty of options. That is the beauty of options. So, it is what it is. People get upset. They mad. I see people up here. I see a couple of people. I see somebody in the chat. Y'all can't see him, but I see him. He over here, being disrespectful. What for? I'm not talking about you like that. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just being truthful. Just speaking of facts. You know what I'm saying? Look, everybody keeps talking about pretty much these, the options and these promises or whatever. Listen, when I seen the X being presented, the main focus was talking about playing games the best that you've ever played them on a console. They showed it on a QLED television. And they said, oh, this game, you have to experience it to understand it. So I went ahead and I paid my $2,000+ for a QLED. And that's what I did because I wanted to see if this product was going to be legit like that. And it works. Games look absolutely fantastic. It made me get a QLED because all the shit that they were doing on that. Good advertising. But if you really think that you're going to move you're going to move all these consoles by asking gamers to buy a Scarlet, which is going to probably be anywhere from $500-$600. I'm still keeping it around $500. Then you'll have a VR. And if it's going to be a VR that's going to have to be comparable to the Oculus Rift and to the HTC and to everything else out there that's PC made. And even with the PlayStation 2.0, the PSVR 2.0, it's going to have to be better or on the same wavelength. And what you're asking price can't be no lower than $400. Now, let me ask you this question, gamers, and I want to know this, and people that'll listen to this later on, but I want to know this, people in the chat. Please let me know this. Let's say Phil gets up there on stage and he introduced the Scarlet, and he comes out with a VR. And he says the VR is going to be great. We've listened to you. We've got you. And then they get to the pricing. Isn't it going to make gamers feel? This is what's already, it's already set in stone. If this happens, I already will guarantee you this will happen. If this would, this is just a theory. This is not saying I know this is going to happen, but this is a theory. Check it out. Do you know what these stands and what the media is going to say? This is 2013 all over again. 2013 all over again. You're forcing us to have a peripheral that nobody asked for. Because when they see that you're going to have to pay damn near $1,000 for these two things, a console and a headset, gamers are going to run to the fucking hills. And even if PlayStation 5 is $500, it's already set. It's already like, hey man, I'm over here going to get on this PlayStation. And they'll already have a VR that's comparable, that you could buy. The old one will probably be maybe about $100. PlayStation will win. Just think about that for a second. Just think about that for a hot second. They show VR and then they do a package deal, and even if they're going to have it separated, which they most likely will, it's still going to be, man, golly, man, Xbox, man, they trying to rape y'all, man. Y'all had to buy y'all got the Fat, y'all got the S, y'all got the X, now y'all got the Scarlet. Oh my God. And then VR, y'all, man, they killing y'all, they raping y'all. Ask me if I'm lying. Come on, chat. Let me know if you think I'm lying. So it's smart for them to wait. They never said that they weren't going to do it. They just said that it's not their focus right now, and their main focus is what gamers has been asking for the last couple of years. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. So I'm really trying to understand the logic here. It's all games, man. It's like, it's never going to be satisfying to the stands. It's never going to be satisfying to them. It doesn't matter if Xbox comes with a game that looks like God of War itself, plays like it, everything else, and then they just name it Rise. It still ain't going to be enough. It still ain't going to be enough. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, it's never going to be enough. And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. And too many Xbox guys get in their own way by listening to other people that does this shit. And then they try to say, oh, I'm neutral. I'm neutral. I'm just looking at all the failures of Xbox, but they very seldom talk about the failures of PlayStation. Then the other thing that cracks me up is Yoshida throws a little shade at Phil. I found that to be very funny, right? Because if you really want to be honest about it, because look, I wanted to do all this talking on GRG about this, but I know that everybody really wanted to get into it and talk about it. Now, I don't know if we'll have a show Friday or not, but whenever we do talk about it, we will definitely, everybody's going to really want their point to be addressed. So I'm doing it now, getting mine out the way. But this is what I look at it as really funny, right? Because Yoshida's talking shit to Phil about, oh, we like to give this to the gamer, and we like to give this, and his ass has got demoted. And probably the reason why he got demoted is because of VR. It didn't live up to expectations. Sony cleaning house, Jack, and Sony is not playing no games. They're over here doing stuff. They're doing what they want to do and not listening to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you know what I'm saying? And really, if I was Phil, even though I know that these guys out there, they get along, they're not, you know, it is what it is, right? Some people take this shit too seriously and think everybody hates each other because of this stupid console war shit. But the truth of the matter is, Phil, you know, if this was me, if I was in that position as Phil, I'd laugh my ass off. I'm like, how is somebody that got demoted gonna come talk some shit to me? My position is still strong, tough. You over here worrying about these indies. Don't come talking to me about what I did wrong or what you did, what you do, because what you're doing right now, you might keep them indies exclusive to the PlayStation, but I think Sony's about to make that jump, man. They about to make that leap. All these boys talking about they getting the PC, but they getting the PC to play Xbox games and PlayStation games. It's about to be a fun time, man. Next generation is going to be fun as hell because all these people that laid their hat on these so-called theories and these talking points this gen, it's all going to be out the window. It's all out in the wind, man. It's all in the wind. It's already starting. And so now they have to find reasons to switch and to pivot and to talk about something else and move the goalposts for them to feel vindicated for that their plastic is better than everybody else's. And now we're talking about VR. VR. I don't know, people. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a problem with people enjoying VR. It's great. From what I heard, like I said, I've never even put one on. I've looked at it. I've seen it. I've never put one on. You know, I'm serious about it. Somebody got their eyes on that shit. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they got going on. You think I'm finna go to E3 and put that shit on my ear and my face, and then that stuff come, man, I am not doing it. I don't care if your wife's is the most. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. If I'm going to get a VR, I'm just going to buy a brand new and then just go in it, balls to the wall, and if I hate it, I'll just take it back. But I'm with Phil on this one. I think if you got to look at it, you got to think logically, and you know, and then for like if this things people saying like nobody's asking for it, yeah, I mean if you think about it, if PlayStation has all these consoles and they're only having so many. And they're less than 10%, then that means that it's just not moving. It's not doing anything. Not saying that VR is going to die, but just saying that it's just not gravitating yet. And listen, while everybody's jumping on Phil, why is nobody talking about CD Projekt Red? Because they said the same thing, but even they was a little bit more harsh about it. They said nobody wants VR. They came out straight with it. You know what I'm saying? They ain't like CD Projekt Red like nah. And you know what? There was a couple of little journalists who threw some shade to CD. Man, CD Projekt Red can't be touched. They can't be touched. Now, if their game doesn't live up to expectations, then they're gonna get hit. But I think Cyberpunk is going to be legendary. But regardless, they said the same thing. We do not know what is said behind walls amongst these companies, these developers. Look, of course, these people are going to be, the developers of these of VR. Of course, they're going to stand up and they want to say something and they want to be passionate because they don't want to lose their jobs. And I don't want to see anybody lose their jobs. I want VR to be supported. But how about we get the people that have VR now support the stuff that they got now? Like, and that probably didn't make no sense. So let me try to say that again. So why don't we try to make sure that we can have PlayStation gamers that already has that peripheral with them? Let's, help them out. Tell them about how great it is. And you know what? Hey, Phase 11 said it straight up. He said, man, hood niggas, man. He said, ain't no hood niggas fucking with that helmet bullshit. And listen, there's dudes like that, man. They ain't gonna do it. They ain't. I remember when the move came, and I'm talking, and I got homies that's diehard PlayStation fans. And I'm like, hey, man, what's going on, man? And I was telling them about the move and all that stuff and the coming of games that was coming out for back in the PlayStation 3 era. And he's like, man, I ain't fucking with that shit. What's wrong with you, man? Like, man, look at these colors. This shit is for girls. And like, there's just some dudes just, whatever. But regardless, like, there's another reason. Like I said, people just ain't gonna deal with it. I personally just would play with it for a little bit and then that's it. There's other people that want to go full-fledged, great experience, stuff like that, man. I would play it for racing games. I'm hearing that there's rumors of House of the Dead coming back, which I love House of the Dead. That would be a great game to play. I understand that Truth and Blood and Astrobot and all those games are really good, high rated, Metacritic, if you care about that bullshit. Yeah, I get that. But I ain't sitting in my game room or anywhere in my house or at a homie's house or anywhere with a damn peripheral over my head for hours. I'm not doing it. Playing a damn game, floating around in the air and shit. I'm just not doing it. Give me some sticks. Give me the sticks. Let me look at these visuals on this QLED or that LG or that Sony or wherever. Let me see the game in its best visuals. That's why I bought these TVs for. I don't give a damn about that, about looking at this screen. If you're going to do it right. Like, see, this is what I'm thinking, right? Because somebody also said this in the chat yesterday. AR has gone down in price. Remember, it used to, like a couple of years ago, it was like, what, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000? They saying AR is like $3,500. So think about this for a second. What if Xbox is just waiting for AR to get to that affordable price and then they drop it on us? Now you talking about some Star Trek shit. You talking about something that's on a whole nother level. You talking about something crazy. Now, I still will have the eye herpes thing. I'm not putting on something somebody else put on, so I don't care what it is. AR, VR, don't care. But that AR is incredible. And what if Xbox says we wait about 3-4 years and then we drop it on you? I mean, what is people going to say then? You know what I'm saying? It's at an affordable price. It'll be $500. We got it. Here's a couple of games. Here you go. For you VR enthusiasts. Here's AR. Here's the next level. Xbox ain't going to do VR. We doing AR, Jack. So then what's going to happen then? There's going to be a lot of people eating crow, or there's going to be people that's too expensive, or that's this, or that's that, and it's going to be the same thing over and over and over and over again, man. That's just what's going on, man. So all my gamers out there, just enjoy what you're doing, what you're playing, and don't worry about this garbage, man, because this, to me, is the most ridiculous out of all these crazy things that was talked about through this generation. This is probably the worst. Unnecessary, and especially if VR goes away. Like, I mean, VR, there was attempts to do VR before, and it didn't, and it failed miserably. The technology's better, things are hot, but it seems like there's a lot of people don't know history because it's bound to happen again, especially because Nintendo was having having that same problem. Nobody was gravitating to it. It was too expensive. It was too weird. Sometimes it malfunctioned. So what's the problem? What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? So I just think it just needs to be whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Just let Phil do his work, man. And if he fails, then you could knock him for it. You know what I'm saying? But he's doing what the gamers have asked of him. You know what I'm saying? He's doing what gamers have asked of him. The Japanese games, he's gotten them, and he's still working with Japanese developers, and he's going to Japan, and they're doing all these negotiations. There's still rumors of a Japanese studio that they might try to acquire. You know, don't know if that's it or if they're done. We don't know. Like, there's all these rumors about that. He got studios that can make all different types of games. Give them their creative freedom. Remember that? Make what you want. But then you have people like, let Rare make what they want. Rare's game looks beautiful. Looks fantastic, actually. Oh, man, that looks like some cartoon shit, man. I ain't trying to play. But, man, you over here talking to me about some damn anime girls on a game? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't you dare do that. And thank you, Frank Thomas. He said they want Xbox to do VR so they can hate on it. You're right. PlayStation did it first. PlayStation got... By that time, what? If Xbox do it here in the next couple of years, we've been had it for 8 years, 7 years. They got 12, 13 million PSRs. How many VRs is for Xbox? Oh man, what about 2,000? They're gonna clown. You're right, Thomas Franks. That's what they do. That's what they do. So, look, it's not, you know what I'm saying? And look, Christopher, it is what it is, man. Look, you could try to come in here and be messy, but it is what it is. Listen, all those games, they sound great. Like Wipeout. I'd play Wipeout on PSVR for about an hour at the most, and then I'll come back to it, 6-7 months later? That investment is not very smart for me. If I'm going to pay, $200, $300, $400, $500 for a peripheral? Nah, Jack, we ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. Other people can. It's your money. Do what you want. But I'm not doing that. And there's other gamers out there that believe the same thing. So what's going on? Xavier, he said, you should have heard Crap Gamer yesterday did. Was whining so much about the shit, and I'm talking so much shit about what Phil Spencer didn't see or whatever. I got you, man. Look. I'm not. Listen, I don't care. I don't care. Listen, that to me, that other stuff over there is wild. Like dudes that's had one stance and then they got another stance. No, man. Look, you know what I'm saying? And this is, and I'm not even gonna say the word because I never say the word. I think the word is a slur in my opinion, but I'm not gonna call Asian games crap. I'm not doing that. And you can't, I can never, okay, like for instance, let me think. I'm not a big fan of The Last of Us. I'm just not. It's just not fun to me. So many people talk about how great it is, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. You know, it's kind of like when I talk about certain games that I play and, oh, that game is trash, whatever. I got you. Cool. I enjoy it. That's all that matters to me. So, of course, to you, The Last of Us, great. And the second game looks a lot more action-packed. It looks really dope. Looks fantastic, right? But that's me over here saying that I'm not the fan of this game. But then all of a sudden, I'm over here talking about, man, you know what? Oh, man, I experienced it again for the second time. And, man, oh, my God. Jesus. It just melted me. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that. Don't do that. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Stop the madness. Keep that same energy. Like I've been saying to these fans out here, keep that same energy. Stop frauding the public. Be real about what you are. People can see it. You guys aren't dumb. Y'all are listeners, and y'all don't do this stuff like we do, but y'all aren't dumb. So why people try to play you guys for being stupid? That to me is the biggest insult. I would never insult the people that take the time out their day to listen to what I do. I just don't. That's not right. That's not fair. Even for the people that come in here and they say the wildest shit and they foul as all can be. Thank you for paying attention. Appreciate it. Obviously, my words gravitate you to my channel. So, thank you. Regardless. Love or hate. I just feel that if we're going to get better in the next generation, which I don't see it, I really don't, but if we are, then we have to be realistic about certain things. And yeah, if you want to, like I said at the very beginning of this video, if you want to go after Phil for him saying about VR and the X, that is absolutely in your rights because Phil did say it on stage. But let's not forget about things that's changed. Let's not. Remember when PlayStation said EA Access wasn't in their plans? They didn't see no reason for it? Remember the granddaddy of them all to me? The PlayStation Pro it gets up to, what was it? 6 teraflops, 6 to 8 teraflops. What kind of shit he said? Some kind of high teraflops? Come on, man. Come on. And let's not forget about backwards compatibility. Yoshida himself, the man of options, the man that tried to throw shade at Phil Spencer, said himself, listen, this ain't it. Who plays old games? Who plays old games? You know what I'm saying? Who plays old games? Now look at the rumors about PlayStation 5. Because they want to keep living off of that success of what? Old game. When I see these PlayStation commercials, what do you see? God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, all in the pictures, all up in the videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my Suge Knight right now. Dancing around. You know, they ain't showing Days Gone. They ain't showing Death Stranding. They ain't showing the Genie game. They showing Crash Bandicoot, and Crash Bandicoot ain't even their game anymore. It's Activision. Come on now. I mean, come on. You see those commercials? Hell, they show Kratos and Nathan Drake falling out the damn sky. You don't see no BT falling out of no damn sky in those commercials when they have all the collaborations. You don't see that shit. You don't see anything from Days Gone. And you see Spider-Man. They living off of that old hype because they had those fire-ass games. And there's nothing wrong with that. But yet let Xbox try to live off of their fire-ass games. Oh, man, there's Halo, Gears, and Forza. That's all they got. Man, you better tell some of the executives to start putting out them new videos of Concrete Genie and Medieval. You know what I'm saying? Where they at? Where they at? I'll be a little messy. I'm sorry, but that's just me. But I found it funny though, and you know what I'm saying. And I'm about to get out of here, but I just had to just get this out because I just thought this was really ridiculous. I think if Phil Spencer's making the right decision by waiting because he needs to focus on the things that gamers want the most. I think they already know. There's gamers has been touting this for so long. Even the stands, they say the same things. Even when these games come out, they're still going to hate them. It's no big deal, right? But give it time, because just as those points I was making, while PlayStation was taking their time on bringing EA access and thinking about backwards compatibility, how many years passed before they actually really did it? Hell, we still haven't seen backwards compatibility on PlayStation except through PlayStation Now, through their service. So, I mean, if you can wait for that, then we can wait for VR on PlayStation. on Xbox. And if it's something that you have to have right now, then you should already have a PlayStation or a PC, and you should get a VR headset. And there's even headsets right now that doesn't even need a console to be attached to. I think 100's got one of those, and he loves it. Yeah, man, that's me, AJ. I'm just doing it solo, man. It's just me. So, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I see how people, they want to try to spin this and use this for whatever narrative that they want to. But man, this VR stuff is not that serious. Hey, Neverlands, you got that VR? You got that VR headset? What games you got? You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he's going to say something. I don't know. But I don't know, man. It's it's funny to me, man. It's really funny to me. Like I said, no disrespect for the people that love VR. I just think that they're just going overboard with it by trying to demean even people that even said to them, hey, look, I like VR. I'm a VR owner, but man, Phil is right. No, you're an idiot. You're stupid. See what? Why has it got to be that way? Because really, at the end of the day, those people are the ones look more mental because they're getting so upset because they're not getting away. They're pouting like babies. If something is so much better on the other side, go there and enjoy. If we're all gamers here, we'll eventually catch one another, hopefully, and play a couple of games together. If not, then all right, holla at you. But as we see, the majority of people care more about the other experiences that's coming out than they do than VR. Because really, if you look at stuff like Game Pass, if those numbers are true, I don't give a damn about the numbers, but it's successful because they keep getting more games. Then Game Pass is doing better than VR because that's a great option. It's still an option. Yeah, VR is an option, but some option. Look, PlayStation doesn't have Game Pass, so should Xbox fans go after PlayStation fans because they don't have a service like that? No. I mean, to me it's like, look, you want these consoles to be different because if you're going to spend money for something, you want things to have a different identity. You don't want things to be all the same. And that's why I think the biggest take back to me is that they want everything to be just like what their favorite console is, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. So that's it, man. But hey, man, thank you guys for hanging out with me. It's all good. And look, Neverland didn't even say nothing back to me, just as I thought, man. Talk about Xbox is DOA next gen, man. Hey, man, you know what's gonna be DOA next gen? That that PlayStation VR. If you don't go out there and go support it, man, worry about that, son. Worry about that. So, all right, man. Everybody have a good one. Peace. Thank you. Yeah, that's cool. And I guess I'll do my little outro for GRG, man. Check us out every Friday night. Hopefully we'll be here this Friday night. If not, then that's cool because it's the holidays. I'm not tripping if we don't do a show, but if we do, check us out, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Sometimes we go a little long, but man, people still stick with us. It's entertaining and it's all good, man. We appreciate the support and man, and just follow everybody that's on my following list and go support them, man. And peace, everybody. Have a good Thanksgiving. If you're not in the United States, whatever, man, y'all have a great weekend, all that stuff, man. We out, man. Peace.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your top shooting night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, and 6:30 Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.